Hello, my friends. Welcome to Human Design Success Secrets for Entrepreneurial Projectors. If you're like me and you love the human design system, you're in the right place. We're going to unlock your unique success as a projector, how to thrive, to be able to do your work accordingly with what you came to be. As far as your ability to have success, you know this is your way, your path, your purpose. And you have your success through facilitating success in others. To know the other is part of the path and part of your purpose. So one of the things that we're going to be talking about today is how do you be a projector? And then if it's right for you, I'd love to invite you to my Human Design Analyst training. We are going to be beginning at the very foundation of you coming into the system for newcomers. It starts with living your design. So this is like a little peek into the availability to know how you're here to rise, to shine, to thrive as a human design projector. So again, I'm Laveena Archers. You can find me at humandesign.life. Also write to me, office at Human Design Life Coaching, if you'd like more information on either analysis with me, live classes, trainings, whatever it happens to be. Do send your chart if you want some guidance about how we can help you find you being your own authority to make the decisions that are trustworthy to you. So in understanding a projector, the first thing that we're going to take a look at is the body graph. If you look down at your body graph, you're going to see it as a business rather than just, oh, what are these all shapes and colors? Now, when you look down at that body graph, there's always going to be something, quote unquote, missing. It's not really. That's one of the keys. It is not missing. You are not broken. I am looking for my, there we go. Here, my ability to draw. So right here, there is a white square on your human design body graph. And that means that you are not a sacral energy being. Those beings with those red squares, 67% of the population, they are generators. You are not. Now, what that means is that you have no consistent access to energy generation inside of you. Meaning, you're not here to super slave and be overly available. But what happens when you're using your mind to decide, spontaneously particularly, you tend to try and keep yourself up with that generator world, either through amplifying and usually distorting their frequency, over-identifying with who they are, rather than helping them know themselves truly. So as soon as you get to this point of systems mastery, then life opens up for you. But until you get to that place, everything's going to feel like a struggle. You won't be able to live the life that you came here to live. It's difficult and definitely not easy trying to keep up with the generators because we are not that. Not really nor truly. We are also not manifested, and that's about 10% of the population where the energy actually reaches the throat center. So what that means is with no consistent access to manifestation or generation of energy, what do? We guide or advise the energy types, those beings. Now, of course, we can also help each other. It's one of Ra's biggest recommendations to any individual who's being the person at the forefront of this human design system. The most important professional that we have is a living your design guide. He recommended that we all serve our type. Serve your type, meaning your auric frequency, your auric capability. So me as a projector and my husband as an example as a projector, we're both focused, penetrating, and absorbing of the other being. And this leads us to recognizing something about the other and then ourselves as well. And this is the best way to study as a projector, is to study other people like you through the system of your mastery. So human design came to me in 2012, where somebody took me by the shoulders and said, you need to know this, once they saw that I had a projector aura type. And this is one of the things that I want to give to you too, is this as in you knowing about yourself. Who are you? And in our case, for others. This is one of the key critical components. Who are you for an other? You're here to help them know themselves. And whatever system of knowledge it is that you study, it doesn't have to be human design, it could be medicine, it could be psychology, whatever. Understanding how you are here to facilitate the other person knowing themselves is the key. And if you are like me, kid in a candy store, when it comes to human design, you're like searching all over the internet, watching everybody's videos, looking at everybody's charts, you're probably bit by the bug. Are you? Me too. Still, to this day, 13 years after being bit by the bug of human design. So let's understand you as a projector. Who are projectors? What are projectors? They're about 20% of the population. Our strategy is to wait for the invitation. The aura is focused, penetrating, absorbing, and the signature is success. Now, the not self theme, only bitterness when you don't have systems mastery. Let me unpack some of this for you. In that, strategy is your decision-making process where you can experiment with being your own authority. Strategy is a mental decision. It's a mind game. It's a way of keeping your mind busy while you're, whatever it is that you do. Maybe you're investigating, maybe you're experimenting, maybe you're messaging, whatever it is that you're being as far as your life's work or your life's purpose. Now, this particular graphic is missing something. It's missing recognition, the word recognition. If we go and look at the software over here, you're going to see that within the software, truly, here, properties, wait for recognition, okay? Recognition is the first step as a projector. What does it mean to recognize? Well, whatever centers you have, okay, are part of the life force is in the channels, the life force of what makes you you, uniquely special, different, truly. And recognition is a two-way street. The very power of a projector is to recognize. And recognition does not come without an energetic opening. Now, to the big things in life, what to do for work, where to go to live, who to love, who to bond with, if you are going to do that thing with an other, there needs to be an exchange of energy. And that comes with an invitation. An invitation is money, honey. You want to find some way to shine, look for the invitation. Money, follow the energy. Now, it doesn't always have to be money, but it's usually the first thing that people think about. In order to move, you need some money. In order to go to this, even a job interview, you need to have some money to buy some schnazzy, whatever it is you're going to wear, right? You need to have some money in order to buy the house or to put down the money into a deposit to rent any place. So there's usually going to need to be some energy. In our world, day and age, we have money. Now, money isn't everything. It really isn't. You could also have offerings, exchanges of value. But we as non-energy types, no energy to consistently generate nor manifest. What it means is that we're usually running on borrowed energy. This means credit. This means debt. Anybody else had experience with debt, particularly, attempting to, my mind used to be able to justify nice to have to finally make that shift, any expense to put into my business in order to make more money. Nowadays, I don't let it get so tricky. I go back to my strategy and honor myself as my own authority. So whatever that happens to be for you, this is the thing that will unlock things for you. Your experiment of being yourself, truly, not going to everybody else, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? This is a flaw in the current homogenized society. Oh, I think I should do this. What do you think? That is not the way to make a decisions. Thinking, anyway. There's only a very rare, small percentage of the population that can talk things out over time, but they're using other people, mental projectors, by the way, as a sound board. They're not asking, what should I do? Okay, so let's go back to our presentation. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. Got lots of inspiration about the projector type, having specialized in projectors from the very beginning. The first time I did my Living Your Design as an Awakening experience, specialized in projectors especially. Now, we are non-energy types. We thrive on guiding, directing, advising, coaching, mentoring, consulting, teaching, whatever it is that we have a systems mastery in. So guiding the energies of others, helping them know themselves. So you might find you've already been very interested in people. If not, it's a system that you're really, really curious about. Here we have both, luckily. Now, our focused aura allows us to see deeply into situations. We will see things that other people usually don't see. Potentials, recognizing, realizing, being made aware of. We are awareness creatures, non-energy types, awareness types. This makes us natural advisors, mentors, coaches, guides, you name it. We are advisors who can guide. Now, as a projector, your auric characteristic is your penetrating, your energy, which builds the body. It's not the other way around. Your energy, your aura does talk. It does recognize. It's penetrating and focused. It focuses in on one person at a time. Once you're hooked into that one person, oh boy, are you taking on their stuff. No boundaries, unless you are aware of how beyond compare you are and who that other is. And we learn that through the system to perceive the nuances of another person's energy. Now, you absolutely can do this without the system. But the system mastery helps us to find our success, where we get paid for the awareness that we bring, not the hours that we work. This is critical and key for you as a projector to know. If you are recognizing so much and you feel like there's something wrong with you, that you don't have the value, then this is a disconnect between you and you. What happens inside of your mind, the I, the ego I that lies, is that the I speaks with the conditioning, all that openness in your design. Remember, look down at your body graph as a business, all that openness, wisdom about others, for others. For yourself, it's bullshit for the most part. For the most part, it's just utter nonsense. Your mind is beautiful, brilliant, but not for yourself. Mind, ma, to measure, the Sanskrit root to measure. Mind is not for deciding, not the internal I that lies, the thing that is speaking. So what happens is, if you don't have true recognition, if you have the false recognition, you're operating out of integrity. But if you have authentic recognition, it's a shining, it's an opening, it's an energetic awareness of who the other is. And when that other sees you and they ask or invite you, and you have that true communion or connection, whether it be an insight, an awareness, whatever it happens to bring, oh, how sweet life is. And this is the thing I want for you, so that you have your success. Now, the role of a projector as a guide is to play this part in this grand dance of Maya of seeing and not necessarily talking. If you've got an undefined throat center, remember mine was colored in, if yours is white, you've got to be so careful and experimental with how this works for you. Because some of us projectors, hey, I'm a talking creature. Not always. In my own aura, I'm not talking. Even with my partner, I'm not talking nearly like when I'm teaching. So situational communication. We provide awareness, perhaps wisdom, insights, and whatever the personal process of the being happens to give to an other in true right timing, in correctness and alignment and authenticity, it's successful and it's so sweet. But when you're pushing, when you're forcing, when you're trying to get other people to see you, this is not working. Have you noticed? So your contributions, your awareness, your advice, your guidance, your material success comes from that connection with the right other. The right other is everything. And it has to be that there's this energetic opening. Okay? Big things in life, we're talking down on bended knee, as in, will you marry me? But when it comes to the little things, this is where we look into recognition, again, a two-way street, and energetic opening. So to avoid the feeling of bitterness is a false strategy. The feeling of bitterness inside of you is your channels not operating in integrity, whatever channels you happen to have in your design. So for me, I have two. One's conscious and the other's unconscious, opposite of what's showing on the screen. Now, you might have a channel that's mixed, partially conscious, partially unconscious. What happens there is your mind is not aware of how the full channel operates. Like me with my unconscious throat, not aware of how this full channel operates. I can feel it when I'm inspired. It's the one from the higher self identity to the throat. Absolutely can recognize it in the moment. And of course, in reflection afterwards. So getting to know yourself has to do, as a projector, it's true, with studying enough others who have a similarity to the way in which you're designed to be. So this is one of the reasons, besides the fact that I'm a projector, I have had years, over a decade, of specializing in just projectors. Okay? Projector, LYD, ABC. I've yet to do only a cartography, but I definitely have those under my belt. Now, this I'm inviting you to, if it's right for you, is to come in to learning how to be an analyst too, if you would like to. Absolutely. One of the things that I am here to be as a teacher for you. Now, your strategies for success when it comes to being yourself, not only in business, but in life, is to wait for recognition. What is recognition? It's your channels lighting up. You waiting for a recognition, waiting for the formal invitation when it comes to the big, big, big things in life. Those don't come along every day. How often does somebody ask you to marry them, you know? So rather than initiating action, you practice with your authority. Your strategy is recognition, energetic opening. Your authority, again, this is the way in which you're here to make decisions as yourself. It is not about anyone telling you what to do. It's about sourcing inside of you or to your personal process for what's true. And this allows you to make your impact, your mark, your legacy, whatever it is that you, as far as the true, authentic you, came here to be. So when you land a client after a direct invitation to collaborate, that is way more likely to be sovereign, freeing, as far as the connectivity between you and they. And it's a wonderful thing to see. If you are not operating correctly, if you're pushing, if you're forcing, what happens is the energy management is incorrect and you burn yourself out faster than anything. So energy management for a projector, the way that I do it for myself is I treat myself like a well-oiled machine. I used to be a amateur professional athlete way back in the day, long distance, no less. So by having correct self-care is one of the ways of which I am aware that is right for me to pass on to you so that you can find out what's true. Instead of burning the candle at both ends, that is the exact opposite of self-care. You have to have boundaries and rest to prevent burnout. You have to have separation of time and space from those energy creatures. And yes, this includes children. So, and this includes especially sleeping. One of the keys, sleep separately in your own aura. I don't care if you are somebody who absolutely must cuddle with the animal. See about experimenting. Sleep alone and see how well it works for you. If it helps you, it's just about good sleep. Now, when it comes to incorporating rest, maybe you can't. That animal won't get out of your bed. Okay. How about a nap separately? Close them out temporarily, and see how you can get some really good rest in order to have a balance, to have better recovery, to be able to enable when you're on. So for me, being on, it's usually 4 hours maximum. Even when I started over a decade ago doing this work professionally, 4 hours is my max, and then I'm done. When I'm not feeling well or healthy, 2 hours, if that, depending on what's going on. Now, productivity, creativity, big picture view. This is what is part of your nature. Big picture view, especially. And to do that, you have to be a master. How do you master? You practice. This is the only way to get good at this if you're wanting to be an analyst, particularly. So by honing in on this specific niche, whatever it is, that's correct for you to study, the thing that you could be fascinated by for long periods of time, stretches, that is our capability, is to go deep into things. Some more than others, absolutely. There's always uniqueness inside of the design. Now, we shine through depth. Depth is the Pluto's in my design, the well, gate of depth, here to bring you solutions that have depth. Now, expertise, obviously, the more that you hone in on your speciality or your specificity, because you yourself are a specificity, the more you practice, the more you have systems mastery, the more successful you will be. Now, that takes time. It takes time, truly. And being an analyst is a great responsibility in that oftentimes people are coming to you for advice, guidance, tell me what to do. And this is about cutting those apron strings, as in no more dependencies. The current background frequency that's ending cross of planning, that is contracts. And you do this for me and I do that for you. And yeah, that no more happening, no more dependencies as far as depending on governments, businesses, your heritage, your ancestors. No, it's about individuality as we move into this next round of plutonic mutation. And by focusing on a system that helps you know the other, like human design, you're going to find that your coaching, your advising, your guiding is enhanced because you are designed by nature, quote, raw, to be the advisors who can guide, unquote. That's what a projector is. So being a coach, short periods of time, being focused in on the other, helping them know themselves, helping them find their own authority, helping them be successful, fellow projector, satisfied, generator, peaceful, manifester, surprised, reflector. This is the thing that human design brings as far as a template for coaching. Now, optimizing workflows is very critical and key if you're a projector like me and an entrepreneur. So making sure that you've got a system helping you with your dispensing of your knowledge, your own system. So you can do that through tools and technology. You can do that through having other human beings helping you, delegating tasks to virtual assistants, being able to be a projector who focuses on high impact activities, optimizing you to the business of how you do or be you. So it's a two-way street, recognizing rather than thinking, oh, I have to do it like this because they said I have to do it like this. Or this is the way it's always been done, so this is the way I'll do it too. No, come back to you, the way that you're here to be you. When we're building our company, our business, truly, it's a partnership. It's always a duality. It's you and your client base. So what is it that you have a systems mastery in that you can give to the other without an agenda? So this means then No preference, predisposition towards an outcome. It's one of the things that will be absolutely key as you do your practicing. And this means from the not self perspective, from the openness inside of your design. So in general to everybody who's a projector, the sacral, okay, that energy availability. That's not us as far as consistently. That's the generator creature. So in that openness, it's either not knowing what to use your energy for, if it's totally open or white in you, you have no gate activations inside of you from a planetary life aspect, okay? Not knowing what to use your energy for. Well, should I do this? Should I do that? I don't know what to do. All that stuff. Mind side, that lies stuff, okay? That is a signpost of being off track. And when you get bitter because you don't know what to use your energy for, what happens is if you're with an other, now you take in their energy and you're like, I'm going to do this. I could do that too. You know, this is why, if them, then why not me? Kind of an energy. As in, because your energy has no filter, none whatsoever, it is going to focus and penetrate and absorb the other completely without any protection, no protection, clearly. Because the very recognition of how you're here to be yourself is in the other. And we have recognition power because we absorb their energy, their frequency. So when you have boundary problems, you are so far off track. Signpost, bitterness, as in taking on other people's stuff. So instead of taking on people's stuff that's not right for you, and that involves chasing, pushing, forcing, oh, please see me. You know, I can do that too. Let me work for you. No, this is not the new way forward as far as the new era, the background frequency shift. It is working for yourself, sovereign free, controlling your time, who you do what for, and how you do be you in your work. So by surrounding yourself with supportive individuals, this enhances your guidance capacity, your potential, truly. Engaging in online communities, so much more helpful for the non-energy type, because the moment you're in aura, particularly in a small grouping, now you're locked into that small group and you can't be yourself. You may not be aware of how not yourself you're being, but what happens when we're in groups is that we are controlled unconsciously. The mind has no capability for understanding or being aware unless you are deeply in the study of human design. Large group, same thing. You are not yourself, not in the same way that you are individually alone in your own frequency. So that's why online communities like mine, focused on human design, fosters connections with others who are also studying. And because we're all interested, fascinated with each other, projector is always going to want to know the other. It's always the way in which we are designed to find our success. This can promote growth, particularly if you're studying. So find your people, your community. If you're like me and you like human design, I invite you to join us. And when you embrace the role of a guide, the advisor who can guide, when you have your systems mastered, you'll see that things open up for you. And because we excel at mentoring others, I encourage partnership in my courses. So partnering with an other, whether it happens to be with you and another projector or maybe a generator, wait for their recognition, please. Or a manifestor, wait for their recognition. Don't initiate unless they're really, putting themselves in your presence, this connective field. Their energy types, let them be. As a projector, you can always connect up with another projector, so long as you have recognition. But do not initiate with generators and manifestors. Experiment and see. Let them come to you. Okay, in my classes, courses anyway, I'm training you how to experiment with the template of what you came here to be. So no more pushing, no more forcing, no more running, no more chasing. I offer asynchronous readings as well as structured guidance in my courses. So I'm modeling what works for me, meaning the way in which that I work personally is that I have courses, a container where people can come and ask me questions. in my trainings when I'm lecturing, right after the lecture, any questions? That's where we have our conversations. And then if you have questions and you're not in live training, asynchronous, you're absolutely welcome to tag me inside of my Mighty Network, and then I can get back to you at a time. This way, it allows us to connect at a time that's more comfortable for both you and me. And that way, it protects my energy. So my suggestion is to ensure that you're taking care of yourself first. Otherwise, you're not going to thrive, and neither are your people. Now, the last step for your mastery is to have a plan. I happen to be one of those planning people as far as a gate activation that can help with what the future may bring for you. So my recommendation is to take it one step at a time and start at the beginning. I know for many of you who are projectors and thrifty, you've probably been studying a lot of different people. If you've had courses with other people and you'd like to come into mine, regardless of whether they are accredited or not, teachers, trainers, you are welcome to ask. Just write me, office at Human Design Life Coaching. Show me your receipts. I'm happy to credit you towards courses to get you on the path of mastery accordingly to how Ra Uruhu, founder and first messenger, and then of course myself as a teacher, is laying it out for you to master, okay? This is to help you align with your own authority. We have various different authorities: emotional, splenic, we have heart center, we have identity, we have mental projector or outer authority. So there are many different ways in which we're the most complex of beings. We are going to discover how we can make trustworthy, informed decisions. And this is my absolute most important key to you, is to study, to see, to be yourself truly. You have to have some kind of guidance of understanding. And Ra gave us this system, beautiful system, to help you understand not only your type, but your authority, to be clear and aligned and aware and authentic, so that more effective actions can be taken by you to reduce the bitterness, frustration, anger, disappointment that you've probably been carrying that is not authentic to you. That's not true. Now, bitterness is an absolute blessing. It's a blessing. It's a gift. It shows you you are directly off track. It shows you, hey, stop. You're going the wrong way. It's a wonderful thing to be aware of. And when you try to either avoid bitterness or take action to avoid bitterness, you're just going to bring yourself more of the same. So the key is waking up inside of you the principle of being your own authority. My suggestion, if it's right for you, you might set a boundary around whatever it is that you've been getting, feeling embittered about, and watch for any recognitions. Now, recognition, again, two-way street. I find it to be a lighting up inside. Now, because I'm an emotional authority and my areas of definition are split off from each other, I've got to wait further. I can't just go, and then run after that thing. I'm waiting for mutual recognition between me and, if it happens to be with another, or if it involves my partner, my husband, then absolutely I'm going to feel into it and bring it to him in case it involves both of our decision-making processes and being our own sovereign. So let's say you want to study human design. So I'm recognizing that, oh, human design is wonderful. Don't just follow me because I love human design. Find the recognition inside of you. And what is your authority saying to you? Now, if you don't know how to follow your authority, this is a problem. You don't know how to be your own authority. Was that my mind or was that my spleen? You've got to study. And this is the way through. Start at the beginning, living your design as an awakening experience. And then study the system to learn how to do readings, ABCs and cartography, the prerequisites to go into analyst training or guide training if you'd like that. So by having a systematic approach, ensuring that you're delegating, put anything off your plate that is not absolutely crystal clear for you. I was going to say crystal clear for you to do. Wait. Effective energy management requires that you are being yourself in integrity. And if it's right for you, I warmly invite you to come join us for this journey. I'll go show you my community and where I engage with my people in Q&A. So what we're seeing here, I'm just gonna check over there. Okay. Okay, so we've got some splenic projectors on the line. Hi, nice to meet you. I oftentimes find that I have a lot of splenic projectors too. So by coming into a community, it enhances your experience so long as you're operating correctly. Now, what I've seen at the beginning of a human design projector experimenting is, especially if you're an undefined throat, you're attempting to get other people to see you rather than waiting to see what's true, what you're recognizing. Now, in my classes, it's wonderful to have your awareness, to share your insights, to partake in Q&A sessions, to join our platform like our Human Design Inner Circle for ongoing guidance and inspiration. This is open to my personal students only. To be able to come into our grouping and share with you what it is that we have for you. I'm going to go and look at that right now. Currently, here we are. It's called Human Design Mastery at the top because that's what we're doing. This is what we're doing, finding our mastery of ourselves, being ourselves truly. But the URL is humandesign.live. We have been closed down to new students for a while, but we are opening up our both subscription to the general course areas and also to the professional training if it's something that you'd like to come into. Next up, we are going to have Human Design Cosmology that is beginning, as well as the Foundations of Human Design, LYD, Living Your Design, ABCs, the ABCs of the Human Design BodyGraph, and Cartography, or understanding how Human Design BodyGraph mechanics work. And that's going to be the first step to prepare you for Analyst training. So you'll see when you come into the course area that this welcome, start there. And here we have our feed, like a Facebook feed, but for all of your classes, whatever courses you're in, events, and then chatting, general chats. There's a introduction for beginners as far as the first course, if you're like brand new and you're really not ready to go into live interactive training, you start here at the introduction for beginners. And then if you want some personal coaching or professional mentoring live in person, one-on-one, we have rave chart analysis and learning options to explain to you how you can learn more about you. Then next, we have our mastery courses. These are done in partnership with Jovian Archive, source of the human design system. So this is where I am helping us, a group of beings at a very, very high level, go into their body graph mechanics for career and business, for personal and professional success, not professionally analyzing. This is not a training, but this is more of a mentoring or a guiding, advising, part of my consulting and coaching work. Then we have a ton of content courses where you can come in and just study very specific levels or layerings if you're not looking to become certified as a professional. We have Human Design Fundamentals, level 1 and 2. We have Incarnation Crosses, or your life's work. We have Relationship Mastery. Ego Matters. It is about the heart center. Communications, our problems and solutions. We have How to Read Your Solar Return Chart. That one's upcoming. Codon Mapping is upcoming as well. And then we have Practical I Ching. Those are upcoming, these last few that I'm mentioning. Now, when it comes to becoming a professional, here's the path. Living Your Design, ABCs, and Cartography. So I have these groups for general people. And then I also have Shadows to Success for people who are projectors only. And that is a combination of my Living Your Design as an awakening and my profit potential coaching that I developed in partnership with Human Design for Business at the BG5 Business Institute. So understanding how you are here to make money as yourself in business. And then we have Projectors, Rave ABCs. So understanding yourself from a personal aspect is just the first step, professionally too, and health-wise, relationship-wise. So under our health and wellness collection, we have a holistic health practitioner that I'm currently working on, radical transformations as an experience, as an awakening, deeper than the living your design awakening. Think of radical transformations like living your design on steroids, because we're going deep into the substructure of your human design body graph, the advanced chart. If you've ever looked at an advanced chart, let me just show you what it looks like. Okay, there. This is the advanced matrix of your human design body graph. So we're looking at the control panel up here, and this is what I teach in my training for radical transformations personally, to help you personally understand yourself and to be able to awaken to the differentiation and the unique cognitive difference that really sets you apart, what makes you unique and special. We do that in 4 steps. So the control panel, and then later on down the road, I call it emerge. I work with people at a really deep granular level in the magic squares, either on the physiology or the psychology. And that is in relational context to the control panel above. So prerequisite for that is radical transformations. That's where I recommend you go after you're done with living your design, if you're ready to dive in deep to your uniqueness, your giftedness, your specialness. All right, so then I'm also working on a cortisol course. Now, this one is probably going to take me a little bit longer than these other things that I'm currently studying. The way that I work is I learn through teaching. So I take the classes from Raw, take the classes from the certifications, I gather this information, I work with it with my clients, and then when I feel like I'm ready, out pops my outer authority as far as the way in which I use it personally and professionally. And this is what I'm inviting you to, if it's right for you. So I also have Living Your Design as a guide training, and also professional development, as in how can you as a professional develop your skill sets, your capabilities, your recognition capacity through coaching. So it's not a certification program, it's in enhancing your capabilities. So if you're already certified somewhere else and you really want to learn how does Laveena use the advanced information in the body graph, this is the next place. Coaching by design is what I used to call it, coach by design. And now it's professional, I call it professional development as far as my capability of helping you understand. Then we have the cosmology series. Oh, I love these. These are so much fun. Rafe Cosmology, Human Design Cosmology, the way that I teach it through my own framing, is an enhancement and an expansion of how Raw would teach it. So coming into any one of these individually or all together is absolutely possible. Our next study is going to be Mechanics of Existence. In other words, the band 2, if you'd like to join. And then this fall, we'll do Humanities for Future. Then we reach, crown jewel, the Analyst training. The way that I have this structured is first physiological in the level 1 semester, okay, for analysts. Then we have psychological. Then I'm going into conceptual. So that's 3 semesters to be able to analyze a human design chart. This is above and beyond LYD ABC cartography. Okay, so those are 3 semesters that I will be starting to re-record soon. As soon as we have 5 students that are signing up, we will continue on in that journey. And we always have study groups. So for those of you who want to study, have study buddies, getting matched up or paired up, that's one of the things that's happening, as well as there are 2 to 3 times a week currently that you can come together in a facilitated study grouping. And then there's also mentoring by myself or other analysts on my team who you can come to and ask questions about the work of doing this work, the work that works on you. Okay, so you have level 1, and then you also have level 2, which is chart connections and life cycles. So chart connections and life cycles, 2 semesters, that's level 2. Level 3 is just 1 semester, but it's a packed semester in that I have the incarnation crosses as well as nodal explanations. So, you know, the north and south nodes on either side. We go through, in general, all of the crosses, okay, not from a profile standpoint, but from a general standpoint. And then I also go through all of the design nodes and the personality nodes. These are the nodes of the moon. So the incarnation cross of life is where PTL3 really shines. And let me show you what I mean. Let's see, actually, if I can. There we go, cross of life. Not the advanced mechanics, the mandala. There we go. So to be able to see these 4 on either side activations, how you do an incarnation cross analysis is you work with the life's work and you drop it into the fertile soil of the nodes as far as explaining the way in which the being is walking and how they're seeing in this life. That's an incarnation cross analysis when you put this context of the life's work into the nodes. And of course, you're synthesizing all of the type, strategy, authority, channel activations, and any specific things that really pop out to you as an analyst. That is a really cool, fun thing to do. Okay, so that's level 2, 2 charts together, connections, and life cycles. That's level 2. And then level 3 is 1 particular semester, but it's packed with a lot of information. Finally, you're ready for PTL4. And PTL4 is your bringing everything all together, your practice of your keynote weaving, particularly for you to be able to be an analyst and submit your analysis, your final assignment to the boards to be able to become a certified analyst. Okay, so that's where I have all of those classes currently, courses. Now, another thing that you'll see is, I'm going to go down here past the custom classes that aren't currently going. We're looking at the community conversations. So inside of humandesign.live, you can join any of these, and these are where I put trainings, and we have communication outside of the actual structured course. So it's more of a free form, free-flowing with many people in the community, regardless of whether they're professionally or personally studying with me individually. Maybe they're just like testing out the waters. And so that's another place where you can meet people. We have notices, we have chart highlights if you want to share your keynoting or whatever it is that you're noticing. We have human design mechanics, so more granular, how does this work kind of a thing. Relationship and connections too. Transits and cycles, so that I put everything where people might see it in the global community rather than just in one little course. And then you see we have advanced studies. So this is where I'm working with people on a really high level and granular level on the detailed mechanics. We have money, career, and business, always a popular one with people. Your life purpose fulfillment is a newer one that's getting started, and human design for astrologers is something that I've been experimenting with, bringing forth some opening into the community to see the structural foundations of human design. It's built on astrology, the mechanics of the imprinting anyway. And then another new one is natural health and wellness, if it's right for you to connect up with me. I warmly invite you. And then further at the bottom, you'll see a place, if you're inside of the course area, where you can begin your education. Just click and you'll get over to my courses. There's a chat bot. There's sessions if you want to work with me directly. And then we also have a link to an automated chart analysis service if you just want to do the self-study thing. Okay, so again, first place to begin is living your design as an awakening experience. If it's right for you to do, I warmly invite you. And since it's Memorial Day, what I'll do for you projectors is I will give you not only living your design if you sign up, but also Projector Success Secrets. This was a former live course that I sold for between $12.97 on sale and $19.97 on regular pricing. And that includes all of my information. It's no longer available for sale, but all of my information on using this material for you personally in your business, looking at your body graph like a business. How do I make money with this? Okay, so that's absolutely something that you can study. As well as if you sign up for ABCs, I will give you also too, not just the newest courses, but the projector version of Rave ABCs as well, so that you can observe other students inside of this projector only container. That's one of the things that's so fascinating to see, is how similar and yet also unique and different we are. So I am very grateful to be able to give this information to you. If you'd like to join me on this journey, again, it's humandesignlifecoaching.com. And if you have any questions, just write us, office@humandesignlifecoaching.com. If you have already taken training from anybody else, if it is IHDS or not, as far as any human design training, you are welcome to send me your receipt and we'll apply it directly to any courses of equivalent study and value. So that way you can not only have whatever your past training is, but the way in which I personally teach, to mentor you, to guide you, to consult you, to educate you in the way in which Ra Uru Hu, founder and first messenger of the human design system, laid it out into the world. And then, of course, with my personal experience and capability of transmitting and explaining the information to you, to thee. All right, that feels enough, feel complete. Let me see if there's any questions over here. Yeah, it is definitely something that has a lot of materials as far as the way in which I've been doing this. I came into Mighty Networks, is the platform that I've built upon, in 2020. So it's been 5 years now of building. And then before that, I was doing all of my classes on Facebook as far as where I was storing them. I had a website, but I found that people were always like, how do I get in? How do I log in? Well, on Facebook's so much easier, right? They can always reset. And anyway, I found that at some point, Facebook became too much, as in it's so noisy. You know, there's so many things, and a lot of people were leaving Facebook. So we wanted our own platform. And one of my students, a reflector, said, hey, have you ever tried this particular platform? I'm like, no, I haven't. So I went and tried it. And to this day, it's been the best decision to bring everybody into one central place. And recently, it's been, I think, about 3 years personally, where instead of creating new separate courses for the source courses, I'm actually bringing people in and just putting in the new fresh content. So then as I evolve, so too do my trainings. And so too can all of my students who have come before, if they want to. So if you're a student who's been gone for a while, you're not on my new platform, please reach out to the network. Happy to get you access to the courses that you've taken with me before, and get you to this place of connecting up with people like you, people who are looking for the mastery of the source within, allowing that thing inside to birth or rebirth anew, lessening the challenge or confusion and distortion by coming together with a group of people who are also studying and mastering the human design system, and particularly the projector creature, because, hey, you're like me. We are our own type of being. And when you serve your type, you get to know the other so much better. Truly, it is such a gift to be supported by those like you. So I warmly invite you. I feel complete. Until next time, hope you enjoyed that. HumanDesignMastery.com if you're looking for my high-level business and personal and professional materials, not for certification. But if you're ready to do this work and have the work that you do working on you, HumanDesignLifeCoaching.com. All right, my friends, take care. Bye for now.